TV Burp. Ade Edmondson wears a shadow sporran on the Dales.
I'm Adrian Edmondson. Now return to the county of my birth.
Things get saucy on Eddie's Stobart trucks and trailers.
Pleased he won't have to get his polish out again, Ashley opens his curtains and drops his precious load in record speed.
And Dave Morris of the National Society of Allotment and Leisure Gardeners tries to get down with the kids on Postcode Lottery.
Ashton's an area with, what, 40,000 people? And not a single allotment in it.
On EastEnders, Heather's big day is rapidly approaching, so time to try on the frock. I don't. No, be fair, please. I've never seen her looking happier. Something certainly cheered her up the other morning. Yeah, they just opened up a new branch in Nando's on Albert Square. A whole chicken, 2 sides and a bottle of cocoa. Meanwhile, poor Tanya was going through the mill, even though she's now on the mend.
Max, do we have to? I mean, I know we've got to keep it up for the kids and stuff, but when we're on our own, honestly, looking on the bright side all the time is knackering, isn't it?
Just say, can we just...
I swear, the next well-meaning idiot who tell me about the power of positive thinking. I mean, you've got a kidney stone. You can't just positively think it through your bladder, can you?
Well, you say that, Tanya, but I've got a kidney stone. I wonder if I can... Can I have a bowl, please? Oh, thank you, yes. Now, let me just see if I can... Out you go. That's it. Out of the kidney, yes. Down the ureter. That's it. And if I can just... Now, into the bladder. Right, down there. Round that corner. Not far now. And... Ta-da! I managed to think it out. Yes, it's an interesting-looking thing, actually. Lovely. And so the process continues. I must say, I felt sorry for Kane on Emmerdale this week. He got a rather sensitive part of his anatomy caught in the car door. Ooh, I felt that. Meanwhile, Jimmy was caught watching something dodgy on his laptop.
Come on. Don't keep it to yourself. It's nothing. I'll tell Nicola.
I wonder what it was that Jimmy was so ashamed to be caught watching.
It's nothing. I'll tell Nicola.
I'm Anne Widdicombe, and this is Cleverness.
It doesn't get any dodgier than that. Tempers were running high back at Butler's farm. Alex accidentally knocked off one of his wall hangings.
You thought you'd cover for a smack addict? How stupid can you get? What, and you're so clever that you didn't even realise your sister was back on drugs?
Hey, I know it. Well, that's enough. That's enough.
Looks like fun. Hey! Extra 3! Yes!
There you go, mate.
Oh, what? What about the teddy?
Oh, he died.
Oh.
Well, I took him out the polythene, like you said, and it turned out he was allergic to the 21st century.
Oh. Could I see him?
Don't see why not.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an open coffin because he was a claustrophobic.
No, oh, Teddy. He's alive! I'm alive! I'm alive! And I'm out to make the world a better place.
It seems like your tears have got the elixir of life in them, Harry.
Really?
Well, how else do you explain it?
Well, I got my hand through a hole in the back of the coffin. See ya. Now, every so often, someone new hits our screen who immediately shines out like a beacon. A newcomer so talented that they almost burn their image into our collective consciousness. I'm thinking of Brando, Olivier, Garbo. Well, this week we spotted another such talent. That's right. It's time for our TV Burp, Stars of Tomorrow, today.
TV Burp, Stars of Tomorrow, today.
We try to get our guests involved in menu planning. They're encouraged to get involved in how things are run.
TV Burp, Stars of Tomorrow, today.
Yeah, look out for her. All right? She just lights up the screen, doesn't she? On Coronation Street this week, Ken took a moment to think back over times past.
Are we boring you?
Oh, no, I'm just looking through the births and deaths section in the Gazette. I like the on this day bit. Winston Churchill died today, March 12th, 1947.
Churchill died in the 60s, I remember it well.
Well, it says it here in black and white, 1871 to 1947. Oh, Winston Churchill, American novelist.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say, because I can tell you exactly where I was when Churchill died.
Yeah, you were on Coronation Street, Ken. Hey. Whisker Wars now, which followed the world of competitive bearding in America.
Second place, representing Texas, Ade Edmondson. And the winner, Arnie Bielefeld.
I win the prize.
Bearding is a sport.
No, it isn't. We met some interesting characters along the way, like Brian Nelson.
It's Brian's beard from August of 2005.
The one you watched me cut off.
He wanted to have a beard that was just mine. That was really romantic.
I like Brian's beard. Oh, hey, look. I look just like Brian did in 2005. But you know what? I fancy a much bigger beard. What I need is someone to encourage the beard to grow.
And then we have Judge Badges.
Supporting Mike in his ambitions, his longtime girlfriend and beard coach, Carolina.
I need a beard coach. Or I could try some of this fast-acting beard grow ointment. Yeah, let's just put some on the face. Let's see if that's... let's see. It certainly seems to be working. I'll try a little more. Put that on. It certainly seems to be having an effect. A bit more ointment, I think. Oh dear, I'm getting it all over my head. I've spilled some on my head. Oh dear, I'm getting it everywhere. I've got it all over my hands, I've got it everywhere. You're watching ITV1, which brings us to an item from this week's Antics Roadshow. Get back up there. It's our most inappropriate music of the week.
Music of the week.
We're food inspectors now, and they were busy inspecting roadside cafe The Bread Bin.
Seems to be a drop in there.
Back at the van, Mike's forensic inspection is in full swing.
OK.
It's just really good. Just keep on your back all the time. You know, you can't get on with what you're doing. I mean, you look yourself. I mean, you'd have a sandwich off here. I'll guarantee you would. If you come here, you would have a sandwich off here, and you'd enjoy it.
No, I wouldn't. And how do mice find out the best places to eat?
So that. Those are mouse droppings again. And you can see the the yellow pages that's been stored in here. That's been chewed, so there's evidence of mice in the premises.
Yeah, they use the yellow pages. Well, their hands are too small to Google it. The evidence that mice had taken up residence wasn't just a chewed-up phone book.
There's confusion over how old the droppings are. Mike suspects they may be new. Mr. Bromley says they're old ones from the previous inspection. I'm not sure which is worse.
See, I'm not sure which is better. I like the new droppings, but I like the old droppings. There's only one way to find out. See you after the break. Come on, old dropping. Welcome back to TV Burp. A wind problem for Chico's partner on Dancing on Ice.
I've got props to worry about, I've got steps to worry about, and I've got a massive, massive lift to worry about.
The man stood in one place so long, they've painted round him on For Better For Worse.
It's taken 13 years to realise that...
And Sunita snores while she's awake on Coronation Street. I wonder what Teddy's up to, given his new lease of life.
It is quite embarrassing as Fudgy's humbled in the forest.
Making hay while the sun shines. Of course not. No, this was Woof, a Horizon Guide to Dogs, which looked at some of the issues facing the dogs of today.
100 years ago, most dogs had a job, space to roam about in, and a clear road in life. But since then, the number of working dogs has steadily decreased, while the population of jobless city dogs has exploded.
Yeah, dog unemployment. See, I blame all the foreign dogs coming over. Great Danes, go home to Denmark. The German Shepherd, we just fought a war against it. Pyrenean mountain dog, get back up the Pyrenees where you belong. There's no jobs for our own dogs. And yet, every year, hundreds of Afghan hounds turn up here and steal our bitches. And you know what? A lot of the dogs working over here aren't even properly qualified. I had a dog in to do a bit of gas fitting. Wasn't even Corgi approved. Oh, what's this? A present. Wonder what it is. Oh, it's a new tie. Look, a lovely new tie. How wonderful. I wonder where that came from.
That needs to pull in even more then, right?
Yeah.
And then the next thing to do, I guess, is to cut all the excess fabric off so you don't end up with it all being...
That's it.
It's a present from... No, surely that can't be.
Don't shut the door! I'm Amanda Lamb, and I have a very lovely surprise for you.
From Amanda Lamb! Amanda Lamb! Amanda Lamb! Everybody loves Amanda Lamb!
She's like for real, I'm not a sham.
That's why everybody loves Amanda Lamb!
Amanda Lamb, Amanda Lamb. Everybody loves Amanda Lamb. Amanda Lamb. Everybody loves Amanda Lamb. Amanda Lamb, Amanda Lamb. Everybody loves Amanda Lamb. Everybody loves Amanda Lamb. Amanda Lamb, Amanda Lamb. Everybody loves Amanda Lamb. Oh, Mandy, oh, you kiss me and stop me from shaking. And I need you today, oh, Mandy. I need you. I've just been sicked up by Amanda Lamb. Yeah, cheers. Yeah.
dear. Yeah. Yes, it's Amanda Lamb's new show. New show, You Deserve This House. And this week, Mandy had all sorts of tips on how to zhuzh up your fixtures and fittings.
Revamping an old shade is easy. Just take a piece of fabric and cut to size using the shade as a template. Then secure one end of the fabric to the shade using double-sided tape. Cut to length, allowing for a slight overlap. Stick the other end of the fabric to the shade. And finally, tape along both sides of the inner rim, pulling the fabric tight and folding over. For safety reasons, only use a low wattage bulb with a fabric shade.
There we are. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? I'll just turn it on. It certainly seems to be giving out a lot of light. I wonder what's going on down on Channel 4's Four in a Bed.
Woohoo!
Yeah, not a lot. Yes, this is the show where couples take it in turns to stay in each other's bed and breakfasts and mark the hospitality out of 10. Come dine with me! So, let's meet the contestants. There was Debbie and husband John, who was a bit of a comedian.
Debbie and John Fox own the 7-roomed Friary Wood guest house in North Somerset. And while Debbie runs the show behind the scenes, Fox is on hand to provide the comedy banter.
John is you're naturally funny.
Yeah, he's naturally funny, a rare gift. Hold on to your sides as we see him in action.
Who wouldn't want to stay in a house like this?
Hardest job in the world. I particularly liked divorcee Julianne.
Divorcee Julianne's on the lookout for love.
I've joined a dating site, which has been quite good fun. Met some nice chaps. But 2 arms, 2 legs and half a brain. I'm very easily pleased.
Well, that's worth knowing. Actually, I'm pretty sure I recognise her.
When I first started, I didn't know the ins and outs, and I never thought about having locks on the doors. About 3 o'clock in the morning, this guy had basically got in my bed, turned his back to me and just gone to sleep. Just went, excuse me, I think you're in the wrong room. And he was like, oh, right. But obviously got out. He hadn't got a stitch on, bless him.
And I promise it'll never happen again. We ended up turning the light on and watching the Discovery Channel till the early hours of the morning. I've never seen so many turtle eggs. Poor Julianne. She and her friend Marilyn were a little bit confused.
The bed feels okay. It's a bit squeaky at the moment.
What do we need? We need some, what did he say?
KY gel or something.
No,
D40.
Don't get those two mixed up. Again. Mind you, it's never been easier to turn my key in the lock, and it's a chub, too. But by far the most interesting of them all was Stevie and his monkey, Mark.
Say hello.
Really? What did he say? He can't just say really. He's supposed to translate it for us. He's a working monkey, though. Oh, yeah, he distributes sausages at breakfast.
Would anybody care for some little extras? Mark's brought them out. He's our little helper. And look, here. No, Mark, on the plate, Mark, on the plate. Yeah, there he is. Ooh.
Oh. He's very persistent with those sausages.
Here comes Mark with his sausages!
No, thanks.
Open wide!
Now I've got a Nando's waiting, if it's...
Eat the sausage!
No, thanks, Really? Which brings us to our TV Burp Toast of the Week.
TV Burp Toast of the Week.
Cheers.
Cheers, John.
Cheers to the gays.
Oh, cheers, darling.
I'm a pop star now on BBC Two, which offered advice to anyone like me who'd like to be a pop star.
Nobody walks into a record company with a guitar and says, here, cop this, give us £1 million. Sorry, it don't work like that.
Oh, now he tells me. Of course, what you really need is tips from someone who's really made it, like Cliff Richard.
And on certain lines, he would say, when you sing this line, you're going to look up at the camera. Okay, then you turn around and you grab your arm like this.
Actually, that's the same face I pulled after I had my BCG. But for me, the most delightful bit of archive footage was this unusual pairing.
But is the price a pop star has to pay sometimes too much?
Yeah, I didn't know Basil Brush was a Gary Newman fan. Well, he is. And to sing us out with Cars, it's Mr. Basil Brush. Yes, unfortunately, Basil couldn't make it, so Mark had to step in at the last minute. Really? That's all from us. Good night.